Welcome to another episode of Other Side News. I'm Wesley.
And I'm Will, and we'll be talking about Star Wars Celebration! Yeah! 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 What did we see? What did we like? What was so much fun? It was definitely, I think the thing that got the most talk was Star Wars Rebels Season 3 premiere. And we talked about on our last episode, we were talking about Star Wars Celebration, that one of the characters that may get reveal was Grand Admiral Thrawn, and we were right.
Yes.
I was still hoping for Mara Jade, but hey, I can still hope that she'll make it some point.
So now we know why the expanded universe was done away with. Don't have to pay royalties if you just take a character.
Well, and also with, the EU, there was a lot of messiness and trying to follow the, the storylines throughout time. I think it's really cool that they're going to go back and they're going to bring some characters back. We saw that Darth Bane in Star Wars.
Yeah, Clone
Wars.
Yep, Season 6.
He made it in it, and so now Darth Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn's going to get to be this awesome military leader that we read in the
I know. He's showing
books.
up much earlier than I would have guessed as far as where he's placed in Heir to the Empire, but I guess now that doesn't exist, they can put him wherever they want. He's just a character at their disposal.
And if anybody's curious who Grand Admiral Thrawn even is, I guess I should go into that.
Read Heir to the Empire.
Heir to the Empire series, which was written by Timothy Zahn, introduced this awesome character who is just like this military expert, alright? So that, that series took place after Return of the Jedi. He was basically kind of filling in, giving us more stories, what happens with Luke and Leia and Han and all those. And Grand Admiral Thrawn was this just master warrior, and he was trying to bring the Empire back. And yeah, we fell in love with that character because he was outsmarting them at every turn.
He was a badass.
So obviously, Star Wars Rebels, he's going to be a pain in everybody's side. It does look like they jumped a couple years, obviously, because Ezra's, looks like he's a few years older than he was when we left off in Season 2. And I think that has to do with, I don't think Rebels is going to be going further than Season 4.
No, yeah, they'll probably be wanting to wrap it up.
So it was really cool getting to see Grand Admiral Thrawn. They showed the first 2 episodes at Celebration, and it looks like really good stuff. So obviously, Star Wars Rebels Season 3 was a big thing for me. And then Rogue One.
Yeah,
we got lots of information on Rogue One. And I gotta applaud Gwendolyn Christie. I don't know if anybody's talked about this, but she's such a sweetheart. And the interview that she did, I mean, she should have like her own talk show or something, because I thought she was really clever, really funny. And we learned a lot about everybody's character from Felicity Jones, and Forrest Whitaker's character, we haven't brought up yet, is a character that was taken from the Clone Wars. I want to say it was like Season 5. And that character, Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, close enough.
Anyways, that character, he learns from Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker, and in Rogue One, he uses guerrilla warfare to battle the Empire, and try to help Felicity Jones' character, Jyn Erso.
Mm-hmm.
And her father is a scientist, I guess, that did some marvelous work. He never really said in the panel if it was a Death Star. I was just assuming that that's what he was proud of.
Yeah, it quite possibly could be. I mean, unless they're going to introduce something new into the Star Wars universe, I can't imagine what else it would be in the established world we're walking into.
Mm-hmm. So it was really great. They talked about Alan's character, the K2SO, that giant, or that big droid that you see in the trailer, and that's an old Imperial droid that they reprogrammed to help him out. So it's going to be this neat, hodgepodge of characters.
Yeah, new characters being added in an, established world that, I mean, this isn't that far, in front of A New Hope. So it'll be interesting to see some different characters brought in and discussed. And
well, spoiler. During the panel, God, I'm so bad with names. The Baze character, the actor that plays Baze, he doesn't speak very good English, probably better than I do trying to read names. And he talks about how when his friend dies, that his character, gets more focused on, and it was just like, Gwendolyn Christie was trying to smooth over it. No, you didn't say that. You said enough, but it was just freaking hilarious because you could just see some of the actors on stage like, I don't think we were supposed to say that.
Yeah, but to be fair to Jiang Wen, Phantom Menace soundtrack did tell you Qui-Gon died, so it happens. It happens.
That's true.
So it's all right.
So, but in that character, he isn't like a Jedi, but he feels the Force. So he's sensitive. I'm sure, like Maz Kanata.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of reminded me of that.
So Rogue One, was represented well. I was really disappointed. Well, two things disappointed me. One was, where the hell was that trailer that we were supposed to see on Friday? Everybody waited up for the Rogue One trailer that was going to reveal Darth Vader, and we didn't get it. Now, they did get it in Star Wars Celebration, and spoiler again, the only thing that you really saw of Darth Vader is a reflection of him, and you hear him breathing, which was enough to get everybody going crazy.
Yeah.
But I was
hoping... I
think
that's all right.
I wanted to see him as Darth Vader.
I really hope that Darth Vader is a very, 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 very background character in this movie. If he's too big a presence, I really feel he will pull away from some of the other characters in this movie.
Yeah, I don't see that.
So I know he's going to be in it,
like Star
but
Wars
I hope
Rebels.
he's marginalized. It probably won't be, but if you want to do something else with him, then do a movie of the book, The Rise of Darth Vader. There's another standalone movie they could do. I'm just saying, it seems like they've got a good thing going here.
Oh.
I just don't want to see Darth Vader overpower it. And I love Darth Vader. But I don't want to see too much of him in this
I would really be surprised if we see Darth Vader more in Rogue One than we did like in Star Wars Rebels. Because if you see how he was used in Star Wars Rebels, there was one important battle, and here came Darth Vader.
And now that's very possible. They want to bring him in at the climax.
Comes flying and kicking ass and all this stuff, and just screws up everything they were trying to do. Yeah. And
because he's just too powerful.
The only other thing you really saw against Darth Vader was when he went up against Ahsoka, at the end of the season. So I think you'll see him on the Star Destroyer. I think he'll definitely be in battle at some point in time, trying to shut shit down, because we know he doesn't succeed. We know that they get away with the plans, or R2 doesn't end up with them. So, and that's basically where this movie will end, is with them chasing the blockade runner, which is really freaking cool. Yeah. It's really cool. But I was disappointed with no new title for Episode 8. We are still calling it Star Wars Episode 8. Months ago, they had leaked false titles of what it was supposed to be, and they were going to reveal it at Star Wars Celebration. I knew they were full of crap. But no new titles. That kind of bummed me out. Carrie Fisher had kind of a little slip where she just referenced the... Oh, spoiler. Carrie Fisher mentioned the preparation of the funeral for Han Solo. Like, we didn't know that was happen.
Who didn't know, because this movie picks up right where number 7 ends.
Yes, right.
So it makes sense that they would have that. I just wonder who's going to be in the casket.
Maybe just his blaster or something.
Maybe,
I don't know.
His coat.
Rian Johnson did confirm, though, that opening teaser that they gave us a couple of months back where it showed Daisy Ridley
Lando?
and Mark Hamill. I don't know.
Where is Lando?
Lando needs to come back. Come on. He's got something to offer. Anyways, when Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley were on the cliffs, I thought when they shot that opening and they gave us that teaser a few months back that it was, maybe going to be a flashback but no, the movie... Episode 8 starts right where 7 left off. And that was kind of nice to know. And they did have a little bit with Han Solo.
Talking about the Han Solo movie. That's really weird to say if you say it like that.
Yeah, and, he went into... Olin went into the process of the auditioning and all that stuff. So, 6 months worth of auditioning before you could get on the Falcon and hang out with a guy playing, Chewie and...
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope it's successful, because then, Rogue One is a Star Wars tale, but with Han Solo, this is something centered around a very specific character. Not the character I wanted, but a very specific character. And I hope it does well, because then I will get Yoda movie.
Yeah.
I want Yoda movie, because he was in 5 Star Wars movies, and I still don't know shit about him. Well, I want his movie.
Well, here's what I thought was really funny, though. So, Star Wars Celebration ends, and somebody was talking with J.J. Abrams, and they were talking about the standalone movies. What did he think about what he saw with Rogue One and, Han Solo and all that stuff? And they were asking, J.J., what would you like to do for a solo movie, And not a Han Solo movie, but a solo Star Wars movie. Standalone movie. Sorry, I should call it that. Standalone movie. And he said, I would love to do Knights of the Ren. And now, ever since he said that, I was like, well, yeah, that's the movie I want to see. I don't want to see a Han Solo movie. We already know. Okay, whatever. I want to see who the hell are the Knights of the Ren. How did this come about? So, Star Wars Celebration, awesome. Lots of good info. Like, again, I say it 100 times. It is so awesome to be a Star Wars fan this time. You know, so much good stuff. Looking forward to, obviously, next year, Star Wars Celebration will be in Orlando, Florida in April. And obviously that one will be all about Episode 8.
Which might have a title by then.
Yeah. Anyways, that was Star Wars Celebration news reports. It was a good time. So we will see you next time.
Wars Rebles.